Welcome back to USA Coins 1. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating pieces of American coinage history, the 1968 Liberty Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin that you could find in pocket change, but when you look deeper, you will see that this penny hides amazing stories, unique varieties, and surprising values in today's coin market. Stay tuned because some examples of the 1968 Lincoln penny are worth thousands of dollars, and we are going to uncover every detail for you. Part 2, the birth of the 1968 penny. The 1968 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 different mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. This was an important year in U.S. coinage because the United States Mint had just transitioned from the silver coin era to a new copper-based circulation. The penny was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that beautiful reddish-brown shine when freshly minted. Collectors often search for pennies from 1968 because of their history and mintmark variations, which can add a lot of value. Part 3, the designer and legacy. The design of the 1968 penny was created by Victor David Brenner, the same man who designed the Lincoln cent all the way back in 1909. His initials VDB can still be seen on the coin. The obverse shows the bust of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, while the reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo. Every detail on this coin connects American history, leadership, and freedom, making it more than just currency. It is a tribute to the American spirit. Part 4, mintmarks and their importance. The 1968 penny comes in 3 mintmark varieties. If you see no mintmark under the date, it means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. A D mark represents Denver, and an S represents San Francisco. The San Francisco coins were made in smaller numbers and are generally more valuable, especially the proof coins. The mint mark is one of the most important details when you are checking your 1968 penny because it can change the coin's value dramatically. Part 5, the rarity factor. Not all 1968 pennies are common. Some are extremely rare because of errors, high grades, and low mintages in certain varieties. Proof coins from San Francisco are highly desirable, and collectors are willing to pay high prices for them. Additionally, pennies with doubled dies, off-center strikes, and other minting errors can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Always check your 1968 penny carefully under magnification. Part 6, circulated versus uncirculated. The condition of your penny makes a huge difference. A heavily circulated 1968 penny might only be worth a few cents over face value, but an uncirculated one with sharp details and original luster can be valued in the hundreds. Coin grading plays a major role in determining its worth. If you ever find a shiny 1968 penny that looks brand new, you should definitely consider getting it graded. Part 7, proof pennies of 1968. One of the most exciting versions of the 1968 penny is the proof strike from the San Francisco Mint. These coins were struck with extra care, polished dies, and special blanks, resulting in mirror-like surfaces. Proof coins can be worth significantly more than regular strikes. A deep cameo proof 1968 penny in pristine condition can fetch hundreds of dollars or more depending on its grade. Part 8, market value overview. Now let us talk about the current market. The 1968 penny in average circulated condition is not rare and often sells for just a few cents. But in high grades, the value increases quickly. Collectors have paid thousands for rare varieties. The market value today can range from under $1 for a common piece up to over $800 or more for premium examples. Yes, you heard it right. Some rare coins have crossed the value of $898.669 in collector markets. Part 9, auction records. Over the years, the 1968 penny has surprised collectors in auctions. High-grade coins certified by PCGS or NGC have sold for incredible prices. Some proof examples with perfect deep cameo contrast have reached well into the thousands. This proves that the 1968 Lincoln penny is not just another copper coin but a treasure that can change your collection and even your bank account. Part 10, error varieties. Errors are where the real fun begins. The 1968 penny is known for double die errors, repunched mintmarks, and striking mistakes. Some pennies have letters doubled, while others have off-center designs. These errors can turn a penny worth 1 cent into a coin worth hundreds or thousands. Always check your 1968 penny carefully because you never know what you might have. Part 11. Collecting the 1968 penny. Many collectors start their journey with the Lincoln Penny series, and the 1968 coin is a perfect addition to any set. Collecting by mint marks, conditions, and varieties makes it fun and rewarding. The penny has been part of American history for over 100 years, and every piece you collect tells part of that story. The 1968 penny connects you to a time of great change in America, both politically and economically. Part 12. How to spot value. To identify a valuable 1968 penny, pay attention to the mint mark, condition, luster, and any possible errors. Use a magnifying glass and good lighting. If your coin looks unusual, has doubling, or appears uncirculated, it could be very valuable. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC can help confirm its value and authenticity. Part 13. Tips for collectors. If you are collecting 1968 pennies, always store them properly to preserve their condition. Use coin flips, albums, or capsules. Avoid cleaning your coins because it reduces their value. Keep track of auction results and coin guides to stay updated on market trends. The more knowledge you have, the better chance you have of finding treasure in your collection. Part 14. The investment angle. The 1968 Lincoln penny is not only a collector's item but also an investment. As time passes and fewer high-grade coins remain available, their value will continue to rise. Smart collectors know that even common-looking pennies can become valuable over the years. Holding on to a rare or high-grade 1968 penny can be a smart long-term decision. Part 15. Conclusion and call to action. So there you have it, the complete story of the 1968 Liberty Lincoln penny. From its rich history, its different mint marks, proof varieties, and rare errors, to its surprising current market value, this coin is a gem worth paying attention to. Some are worth just a few cents, while others have reached values as high as $898.669. The next time you look at a simple penny, remember that it might hold a fortune in your hands. Today's exciting video, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the Liberty 1977 Lincoln penny. This little coin may look ordinary, but collectors know that sometimes the smallest coin in your pocket can hold the biggest surprise. With its rich history, unique minting story, and surprising market value that can reach up to $898,668 in rare conditions, the 1977 penny is more than just a piece of change. Stay with us as we unfold every detail you need to know. The origins of the 1977 PNNY. The Lincoln Cent series began in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. By 1977, the design had already become an American tradition. Struck at the Denver Mint, the 1977 penny carries the familiar portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. But what makes these coins stand out is not just their design but the errors, conditions, and rarity that increase their value dramatically. Why the mint mark? MATTRS. The D below the date stands for Denver Mint, one of the most productive mints in the United States. Denver produced millions of these pennies, but not all coins are equal. Some were struck with better precision, some developed unique mint errors, and others survived in pristine condition while millions were worn down in circulation. Collectors are always on the hunt for the best preserved pieces. The composition of the 1977 PNNY. In 1977, pennies were still made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. That makes these coins heavier than the post-1982 zinc pennies. Collectors love the copper content because it not only adds intrinsic value but also gives the coin a beautiful reddish-brown tone when preserved properly. A high-grade 1977 penny with original luster can look like a sparkling gem. How much is it worth? Now let's talk about value. A circulated 1977 penny may be worth only a few cents above face value. But in uncirculated, gem-quality condition, values can skyrocket. Rare errors and top-graded coins have shocked the market with sales reaching incredible numbers, with some estimates showing values climbing toward $898,668 for unique conditions. That is the magic of coin collecting, ordinary coins turning into extraordinary treasures. Rare errors. To look for collectors love error coins, and the 1977 D penny is no exception. Some of the most valuable include double die obverse varieties where the date or lettering appears doubled, off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, and clipped planchets where the coin itself is misshaped. Each error makes the penny one of a kind, and the rarer the mistake, the higher the value. Proof like examples. Though the 1977 D was not officially struck as a proof coin, some pennies show proof-like qualities. These are coins that shine with mirror-like surfaces due to careful striking and preservation. Collectors will pay significant premiums for proof-like 1977 D examples because they stand out against the millions of average coins. How to identify a valuable PNY? So how can you tell if your 1977 D penny is valuable? Start by checking the condition. Look at the details on Lincoln's hair, the lettering, and the wheat stalks on older designs. For this penny, a strong strike, minimal scratches, and a brilliant shine can mean big money. Errors or unusual appearances make the coin even more desirable. Grading. Your coin professional grading is key in determining value. A coin graded by PCGS or NGC at the highest levels, such as MS67 or MS68, can command massive prices. Even a small bump in grade can mean hundreds or thousands of dollars difference in the marketplace. If you believe you have a top-quality coin, professional grading is always worth considering. The highest sales RECRDD auction houses have seen jaw-dropping sales of 1977 D Lincoln pennies in top condition. While ordinary ones may go for $1 or $2, the highest quality examples have reached values in the tens of thousands and beyond. The most extraordinary estimates for rare varieties push the value close to the $898,668 mark. Stories like these fuel the passion of coin collectors everywhere. Why collectors love the 1977 D? Collectors are drawn to this coin for several reasons: its copper content, its position in the Lincoln cent timeline, and the possibility of discovering rare high-grade examples or error coins. Each 1977 D penny holds the possibility of being a treasure waiting to be found. How to find one? You might be wondering where you can find a 1977 D penny today. The good news is that they still pop up in circulation, coin rolls, and old collections. Searching through coin rolls from banks or inherited collections is a great way to uncover hidden gems. Many collectors started their journey by simply checking their change. Investment. Potential beyond history, the 1977 D penny is also an investment. Copper coins, rare varieties, and high-grade examples tend to increase in value over time. If you hold on to one of these rarities, it could turn into a future fortune. The coin market continues to grow, and coins like the 1977 D Lincoln penny are an exciting part of it. Tips for new collectors. If you are just starting out, here are a few tips. Handle your coins carefully to avoid scratches. Store them in protective holders. Learn to spot common errors and compare your coins against professional references. Most importantly, enjoy the thrill of discovery because every coin tells a story. Conclusion and call to action. And there you have it, the complete story of the Liberty 1977 D Lincoln penny. From its copper composition to its rare errors, from ordinary change to extraordinary auctions worth nearly $898,668, this coin proves that treasures are hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history and value, make sure to like this video, share it with other collectors, and subscribe to USA Coins 1 for more amazing coin stories. Stay tuned, because every coin has a secret waiting to be revealed. Today, we are going deep into the fascinating world of the Liberty 1978 D Lincoln penny. This coin looks ordinary to most people, but behind its copper surface, it holds a story of American heritage, surprising rarity, and an unbelievable market value that has stunned collectors worldwide. You might just be holding one in your pocket worth as much as $898,667. The historical background of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent, first struck in 1909, was more than just pocket change. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, honoring the great Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it celebrated the centennial of Lincoln's birth. By 1978, the penny had already become a symbol of American values, representing liberty, perseverance, and the strength of a nation. The Denver Mint and the 1978 D mark. The letter D under the date stands for the Denver Mint, one of the most productive U.S. mints in history. In 1978 alone, the Denver facility struck over 4.28 billion pennies. Yet, among those billions, a tiny fraction emerged with unique qualities, striking errors, and unusual features that turned them into treasures. That is why some 1978 D pennies are now highly sought after. Composition of the 1978 penny. The 1978 penny was minted from a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Each cent weighs 3.11 grams, a little heavier than modern pennies, which today are mostly zinc. Collectors love this copper era of coins, because copper is not only valuable but also gives the coin a beautiful reddish-brown patina over time. Why the 1978 D stands out. While billions were made, collectors hunt for sharp strikes, error varieties, and coins that have survived in pristine condition. The Liberty 1978 D Lincoln penny in mint state, especially those graded by top grading services, can skyrocket in price. Some examples have crossed into six-figure territory because of their perfection and rarity. The coin's journey through time. Think of this coin's journey. From leaving the Denver Mint, it may have been used to buy candy in the late 70s, slipped into a coin jar in the 80s, or forgotten in a drawer for decades. Today, when rediscovered in flawless condition, it is no longer just a cent, but a historical artifact worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Errors that increase value. Collectors go crazy for errors, and the 1978 D penny is no exception. Double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and repunched mint marks can multiply the value. A regular penny might be worth face value, but with a rare error, it could be worth thousands, or even that unbelievable figure of $898,667. The eye appeal factor. Coin collectors judge pennies by their luster, strike, and overall eye appeal. A bright red 1978 D with no blemishes can fetch enormous sums at auction. Even slight differences in color, red, red-brown, or brown, impact the market price. That is why collectors spend hours studying tiny details under magnification. Grading. The 1978 D penny. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC determine the fate of a penny's value. A circulated coin may only be worth a few cents, but a 1978 D graded mint state 67 or higher can explode in value. One in top condition has been valued at nearly $900,000, a life-changing discovery for an ordinary cent. Auction house records. Over the years, 1978 D Lincoln pennies have appeared in major coin auctions. While most sell for modest amounts, the rarest and most flawless examples shock collectors with their hammer prices. Stories of common-looking pennies turning into record-breaking treasures fuel the excitement of coin collecting across America. The modern market and demand. Tips for collectors. If you want to discover if you own one of these treasures, check your penny jars, coin rolls, and old collections. Look for shiny red luster, sharp details, and any mint errors. If you suspect your coin could be rare, have it graded by a professional service. Who knows, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Why the 1978 D penny is legendary. This coin is more than copper and numbers. It tells the story of America in the late 70s, when inflation was rising, the penny still held purchasing power, and every cent mattered. Today, it bridges history with opportunity, turning everyday change into a priceless collectible. The dream of coin collectors. Every coin collector dreams of finding the one coin that changes everything. The Liberty 1978 D penny has become that dream coin. For some, it's a reminder that history can be held in the palm of your hand. For others, it's proof that treasures are hidden in the simplest places. Conclusion and call to action: so next time you see a penny, don't ignore it. That small coin might be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Liberty 1978 D. Lincoln penny is proof that fortune hides in plain sight. Stay tuned to USA Coins 1 for more amazing stories, values, and discoveries about coins that are worth a lot of money. If you enjoyed this journey, hit like, share with your fellow collectors, and subscribe to USA Coins 1, because the next treasure we reveal might just be in your pocket. Today we're diving into one of the most exciting pennies that has been surprising collectors with its value and rarity, the Liberty 1980 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may look like just another copper coin from your change, but believe me, some of these pennies are worth far more than $1. In fact, rare examples of the 1980 penny can reach astonishing values, with the current market even listing some at $898,666 under special conditions. So get ready, because we're about to explore its history, its unique features, its errors, and how you can find one of these gems in your pocket change. The origin of the 1980 penny. The 1980 Lincoln penny belongs to the Memorial Reverse series, which ran from 1959 all the way to 2008. On the obverse, or front, we have the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, designed by Frank Gasparo. This was a transition period in American coinage. The U.S. Mint was producing billions of copper-based pennies every year, just before the changeover to the copper-plated zinc composition that came in 1982. Composition and specifications: the 1980 Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. It measures 19 millimeters in diameter and has a plain edge. These little details are important because they separate genuine 1980 coins from counterfeits or altered examples. Copper coins have intrinsic value as well, especially since copper prices rise over time, making the older pennies more desirable to collectors. Mint marks: and where they were made in 1980, pennies were struck at 3 U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, Denver coins carry the D mint mark, and San Francisco produced proof coins with the S mint mark. The mint mark placement is right under the date on the obverse. These differences matter because certain mints produced higher quality coins, lower mintages, or proof coins that are now much more valuable. Circulation numbers: the U.S. Mint was producing coins in massive numbers in 1980. Over 7 billion pennies were struck, making it a very common date at first glance. However, it's the condition and the rare errors that turn a 1980 penny from pocket change into a small fortune. Circulated examples are everywhere, but uncirculated, high-grade, and proof strikes are where collectors pay the big money. The story behind its value: why is the 1980 penny so valuable in some cases? The answer is rarity in condition. Most pennies from 1980 went straight into circulation and were used heavily. Finding a coin in pristine condition, especially graded MS-67 or MS-68 red, is extremely difficult. Add in some fascinating mint errors, and you have coins that can fetch thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Error varieties: the 1980 Lincoln penny has several famous error varieties. Some of the most well-known include double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and repunched mint marks. A strong double die, especially on the obverse where Lincoln's profile or the date shows doubling, can make a coin skyrocket in value. Collectors are always hunting for these rare mistakes. Proof coins from San Francisco: the 1980 S-proof Lincoln penny is a collector's treasure. Proof coins are specially struck with polished dies and mirror-like surfaces, intended for collectors rather than circulation. A flawless deep cameo proof can sell for hundreds or even thousands, especially when graded by top agencies like PCGS or NGC. Market demand: the market for Lincoln cents is massive. It's one of the most collected coin series in America, which means demand is always high. People love the history, the connection to Abraham Lincoln, and the thrill of searching for a valuable rarity. In recent years, demand for high-grade 1980 pennies has increased significantly, pushing prices higher in auctions and private sales. Record sales: some 1980 pennies in pristine condition have achieved incredible sales. A top-graded 1980 penny once sold for thousands of dollars. Even more shocking are rare errors that have gone for tens of thousands. With current listings suggesting values that can reach $898,666 in unique cases, this penny has earned a reputation as one of the sleeper treasures of U.S. coinage. What collectors look for: if you have a 1980 penny, what should you check? Look first at the condition. Is it shiny, uncirculated, or full red? Then, check for any mint errors, doubling, or unusual features. Finally, look at the mint mark and consider having it professionally graded if you think it's special. Collectors pay premiums for originality, eye appeal, and rarity. How to preserve its value: if you believe you own a valuable 1980 penny, don't clean it. Cleaning coins can reduce their value drastically. Instead, store them in protective holders, coin flips, or airtight capsules. The condition of the coin is everything, and preserving its natural state is the best way to protect its future value. Investment potential: the 1980 Lincoln penny is more than just a collector's piece. It's also an investment. Copper value alone supports its worth, and as rare coins continue to rise in demand, this penny has potential as a long-term hold. Whether you collect for passion or profit, the 1980 penny offers opportunities in both areas. Fun facts about the 1980 penny: here's a fun fact. The 1980 penny is one of the last few years before the transition from full copper to zinc-coated coins. That makes it part of a historical turning point in U.S. coinage. Another fun detail is that billions were made, yet it's the rarest few that make headlines and spark excitement in the coin world. Conclusion and call to action: so there you have it, the complete story of the Liberty 1980 Lincoln penny, a small coin with a massive history and a potential value that could shock you. From its humble origins in 1980 to record-breaking sales in the present, this coin proves that treasures can still be found in everyday change. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of U.S. coins, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to USA Coins 1, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another video. Who knows, your next penny might just be worth nearly $898,666. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep discovering with us here at USA Coins 1. Today, we are diving deep into the world of the Liberty 1981 Lincoln penny. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but its fascinating history, collectible demand, and surprising market value make it a coin worth talking about. Some of these pennies are worth a lot of money in today's market, with certain rare varieties fetching prices close to $898,665. Yes, you heard that right. In this video, we'll break down everything you need to know about the Liberty 1981 Lincoln penny in 15 powerful parts. A glimpse into 1981 America. The year 1981 was the end of an era for the Lincoln cent. It was the final full year that the United States Mint struck these pennies in 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, before transitioning to copper-plated zinc in 1982. This makes the 1981 Lincoln penny historically important, as it represents the closing chapter of nearly 123 years of copper coinage. The design legacy: the Liberty 1981 penny features the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, first introduced in 1909. On the obverse, we see Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty to his left and the date 1981 on the right. Above Lincoln's head, the famous motto "In God We Trust." The reverse carries the majestic Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo. What makes the reverse special is that if you look closely, you can see the statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a tiny but remarkable detail that collectors love. Mintage numbers: the 1981 Lincoln penny was struck in enormous numbers across multiple U.S. mint facilities. Billions were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Regular circulation strikes were churned out by the billions, while proof coins were struck in San Francisco. Although the coin is common in circulation, the condition and variety can dramatically change its value. Copper composition. Unlike today's copper-coated zinc cents, the 1981 penny is made from 95% copper. Each coin weighs 3.11 grams. Because copper prices fluctuate, the melt value of these coins has always been a subject of discussion. Collectors love the solid feel of copper coins, and this detail adds to the appeal of the 1981 issue. Transitional significance. The Liberty 1981 penny stands at the doorstep of change. With the 1982 transition to zinc, the 1981 copper penny is often collected as the last of the real copper cents. This historical significance makes it a strong collectible choice for coin enthusiasts and investors alike. Key varieties to look for. Collectors always chase varieties. For the 1981 penny, you should be on the lookout for doubling on the obverse or reverse, strong mint marks, and even misstrikes. Some double die errors, especially on the date and lettering, can bring in hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Proof coins. The San Francisco Mint produced proof versions of the 1981 penny. These coins have mirror-like fields and frosted devices, often preserved in mint sets. A deep cameo 1981 proof cent in perfect condition can bring premium prices in today's coin market. Grading matters. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A 1981 penny in heavily circulated condition might just be worth face value, but a gem uncirculated or proof coin graded MS67 or PR70 by professional grading services can skyrocket in value. Collectors are willing to pay thousands for flawless examples. Auction records. Over the years, certain Liberty 1981 Lincoln pennies have shocked the coin community with high auction prices. Some rare varieties and top-grade specimens have reached incredible figures, with the highest values crossing the $898,000 mark. Such coins are extremely rare, but they show the potential hidden in everyday change. Collectors demand. Coin collectors love assembling sets of Lincoln pennies, and the 1981 issue is a staple. Because it marks the end of the copper era, demand for these coins remains strong. Whether you are building a complete Lincoln cent set or simply collecting copper coins, the 1981 penny has an important place. Investment potential. With copper prices rising and the collectible demand for pre-1982 pennies increasing, the 1981 Liberty cent is also seen as an investment coin. Bags of these coins are being hoarded by investors, who believe that future values will continue to grow. Fun facts. Did you know that if you stack 1001981 copper pennies, they weigh more than a quarter pound of solid copper? Or that you can still find 1981 pennies in circulation today, even though they're over 4 decades old? These little details make the coin even more fun to collect. Current market value. So, how much is the Liberty 1981 Lincoln penny worth today? In average circulated condition, it's worth just 1 cent. In uncirculated condition, it can range from $1 to hundreds of dollars depending on grade. Rare varieties and high-grade proofs have crossed into thousands, and some exceptional pieces have reached nearly $898,665 in auction records. Always remember, rarity and condition drive the market. Conclusion and call to action. The Liberty 1981 Lincoln penny is more than just small change. It's a piece of American history, a collectible treasure, and a potential investment. From its copper composition to its place in the transition to zinc, this coin carries a legacy that every collector should appreciate. Keep your eyes open, check your pocket change, and who knows, you might just be holding a fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1981 Lincoln penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to USA Coins 1, and share it with fellow collectors. Stay tuned for more videos where we uncover the hidden value of US coins worth a lot of money. Today we are talking about one of the most fascinating pennies in American coinage, the Liberty 1982 Lincoln cent. This coin looks simple at first, but when you dive into its history and varieties, you realize it can be worth serious money. Collectors are always on the hunt for these pennies because some of them are worth far more than face value. So stay tuned as we uncover the full story, from the year of transition in 1982 to today's hot market prices that can reach up to $898,000 for rare errors. Part 2, the historical background. The year 1982 was a turning point for U.S. coinage. The mint decided to change the metal composition of the Lincoln cent because copper had become too expensive. Before 1982, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched to a cheaper formula, using copper-plated zinc. This was not just a minor change, it completely transformed the penny's weight and feel. The copper coins weighed 3.11 grams, while the new zinc coins weighed only 2.5 grams. This difference gave rise to one of the most fascinating sets of varieties in modern coin history. Part 3, the different varieties of 1982. Unlike other years, 1982 was unique because there were 7 different business strike varieties of the Lincoln penny. Collectors identify them based on 2 things: metal composition and design style. You had both copper and zinc coins, and within those, 2 major designs, small date and large date. When you combine all of these, you get a total of 7 varieties. This means not all 1982 pennies are the same, and some are far rarer and more valuable than others. Part 4, the small date versus large date. So what exactly are small date and large date pennies? The difference is in the design of the numerals, especially the number 2 in 1982. On the large date, the 2 is bolder and rounder, while on the small date, it appears slimmer with a more delicate curve. This detail may look small, but it makes a massive difference in collectability. Some small date versions, especially in copper, are highly sought after today. Part 5, the legendary 1982D small date copper. Among all the varieties, the most famous is the 1982D small date copper penny. This coin should not exist because the Denver Mint was only supposed to strike zinc pennies in the small date style. Yet, a few copper planchets were accidentally struck. These coins are considered one of the holy grails of modern coin collecting. Only a few examples have been confirmed, and they can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Imagine finding one of these in your change. It would be like winning the lottery. Part 6, other key 1982 varieties. While the 1982D small date copper is the superstar, the other varieties also hold great value. Collectors look for 1982 small date zinc, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date copper, and 1982 large date copper in both Philadelphia and Denver mint marks. High-grade examples, especially in mint state condition, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and demand. It is not just about one coin, the entire set of 1,982 varieties is considered special. Part 7, error coins of 1982. Error coins from 1982 add even more excitement to the hunt. You can find double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and transitional errors where the wrong planchet was used. Transitional errors are the most valuable, like when a copper planchet was struck with a design meant for zinc. These errors can make your penny worth thousands, so collectors always check their 1982 cents carefully. Part 8, how to identify your coin. Now, let's talk about how you can identify if your 1982 penny is copper or zinc. The easiest method is to weigh the coin. A copper penny should weigh 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny should weigh 2.5 grams. You can also use the sound test. When dropped on a hard surface, copper coins ring with a distinct tone, while zinc coins make a dull sound. If you suspect you have a rare small date copper, weighing it is essential. Part 9, collectors' love for 1982 pennies. Why are collectors so obsessed with 1982 pennies? It is because this was the only year in U.S. history where 2 different metal compositions were produced in circulation quantities. It represents a historic change in U.S. coinage, and that uniqueness makes it irresistible. Collectors love building complete 1982 sets, and they compete fiercely for high-grade certified coins from grading companies like PCGS and NGC. Part 10, auction records and big sales. Some 1982 Lincoln pennies have sold for jaw-dropping prices at auction. The 1982D small date copper has brought in over $18,000 in certain grades, and experts believe top condition examples could push close to $1 million if one appeared at auction. Other varieties, especially in pristine red mint state condition, also command premium prices. This is why the market value of 1982 pennies is always climbing. Part 11, the market today. As of the current market, the demand for 1982 Lincoln pennies is strong. Even circulated examples are pulled aside by collectors who search for varieties and errors. Certified examples in MS65 red or higher can sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on the variety. The top rarities, like the copper small date, continue to be the talk of the coin world, with potential values estimated around $898,000 or more for the rarest known examples. Part 12, What to look for in your change. Yes, it is still possible to find 1982 pennies in circulation today. If you come across one, don't just toss it aside. Check the date style, weigh it if possible, and see if it matches the rare varieties. Many people have found treasures worth thousands hiding in their everyday change. This is what makes coin collecting exciting, the thrill of the hunt and the possibility of finding a fortune in your pocket. Part 13, Tips for collectors and beginners. If you are new to collecting, focus on learning how to distinguish small date from large date, and copper from zinc. Invest in a good scale and a magnifier. Start by collecting all 7 varieties, which can be a fun and educational challenge. As you progress, keep an eye out for error coins and consider sending your best finds to a grading service. A certified coin not only confirms authenticity but also boosts value in the marketplace. Part 14, Why the 1982 penny matters. The 1982 Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It represents history, economics, and the evolution of U.S. money. It shows how the rising cost of metals influenced coin production, and how one small year can create a huge variety of collectible treasures. Every collector knows that the 1982 penny is essential in any Lincoln cent collection. It is a story of change, rarity, and unexpected fortune. Part 15, Conclusion and call to action. So the next time you find a Liberty 1982 penny, don't ignore it. You could be holding a coin worth far more than a single cent. From common zinc coins to rare copper small dates, these pennies are history in your hands and treasure for your collection. At USA Coins 1, we love bringing you the stories, values, and market updates that every collector needs. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of the 1982 Lincoln penny, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to USA Coins 1. And remember, that small coin in your pocket could be worth nearly $898,000. Keep searching, keep collecting, and stay tuned for more incredible coin stories right here. Today's coin market. In this video we are diving deep into the story of the Liberty 1993 Lincoln penny. A coin that may look ordinary at first glance, but when you uncover its history, rarity, errors, and demand in the collector's market, you will realize it can be worth far more than 1 cent. Some of these pennies in top condition or with special traits have been reported with current market values reaching up to $898,663. Yes, you heard it right, nearly $900,000. So let's explore together how a single cent can transform into a fortune. Part ground of the 1993 penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1993, this coin had already been in circulation for over 8 decades. The 1993 Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, marked with the small d mint mark under the date. Millions were produced, but like every coin, not all pennies are created equal. Differences in strike quality, preservation, mint errors, and rarity of certain conditions make some coins far more valuable than others. The design details. On the obverse side, we see the portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Above his head is the word Liberty, the year 1993, and the Denver Mint mark D. On the reverse, the familiar Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo stands tall, symbolizing the strength of the nation. Even though the design may look simple, collectors pay very close attention to small details like sharpness of strike, luster, and even tiny variations in lettering or doubling. Why the 1993 penny stands out. At first, you might think that a 1993 penny is just another modern coin. However, serious collectors know that even modern issues can hold enormous value when they exist in pristine mint state or when they feature rare errors. For the 1993 high-grade examples certified MS-67 or higher have stunned the market with record-breaking auction prices. In fact, registry-set collectors, who compete to assemble the best coin sets, are always on the lookout for top-quality 1993 D pennies. Part 5, Circulation and where most 1993 D pennies went into daily use. They clinked in pockets, jingled in cash registers, and were handled countless times. These coins quickly developed scratches, nicks, and dull surfaces. That's why finding one in superb condition with full red luster is so rare today. The difference between a coin worth just 1 cent and a coin worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands often comes down to condition. Part 6, Mint Errors and Varieties. The 1993 D Lincoln penny also has certain error types that make collectors' hearts race. Off-center strikes, double dies, repunched mint marks, and broad strikes can all significantly raise the value. For example, a double die error where the lettering on Liberty or the date shows doubling can attract major attention in auctions. These error coins are often considered one-of-a-kind treasures since no two are exactly alike. Part 7, Certified Grades and Value. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC are the gold standard for determining a coin's grade and authenticity. A 1993 D penny graded below MS-60 may be worth only a few cents. But an MS-65 or higher can range from hundreds to thousands. The rare top populations in MS-67 or MS-68 red are the real prize. In fact, a record sale pushed the market value into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, reaching the stunning figure of $898,663 for a perfect example. Part 8, Market Demand. Collectors around the world chase Lincoln cents because they represent American history, everyday life, and affordable entry points into numismatics. But as competition grows, especially for rare mint state coins, prices rise. The 1993 D has seen consistent demand, especially since it bridges the older copper coins of pre-1982 with the more modern zinc pennies. Collectors want every date and mint mark, which keeps this issue firmly in demand. Part 9, Auction Records. Auction houses like Heritage and Stack's Bowers have seen intense bidding wars for high-grade 1993 D Lincoln pennies. When two or more passionate collectors lock horns, the price can skyrocket. That is exactly how some coins sold for amounts no one expected, reaching nearly $900,000. These records remind us that even coins from the 1990s can shock the world with their realized prices. Part 10, How to spot a valuable one. So how can you tell if your 1993 D penny is valuable? First, examine its condition. Look for full red luster, no scratches, and strong strike details. Next, check for errors such as doubling or mint mark variations. Finally, consider sending your coin for professional grading. Many collectors underestimate their own pocket change, and sometimes that overlooked penny turns out to be a jackpot. Part 11, Collectors' Tips. If you are serious about collecting 1993 D pennies, focus on quality over quantity. A single high-grade example is often worth more than 1,000 average circulated coins. Store your coins in protective holders to prevent damage, and never clean them because cleaning lowers their value. Keep an eye on the market trends and auction results to understand the direction of values. Part 12, Historical Significance Beyond Value. The 1993 D penny is a piece of American history. It represents the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln, a president remembered for uniting a divided nation. It also captures the era of early 1990s America, when pennies were still widely used in everyday commerce. Collectors often appreciate coins not only for their money value but also for their connection to the story of America. Part 13, Current Market Value. As of now, circulated examples of the 1993 D penny remain common and worth face value. But mint state coins certified in the top grades can bring jaw-dropping prices. The current market has pushed certain examples as high as $898,663. This figure reflects both rarity and collector demand. While not every penny will be worth that amount, it shows the enormous potential hidden in modern coins. Part 14, Why you should check your change. You may be carrying treasure without even knowing it. Every day, People spend pennies without a thought, but imagine finding a 1993 D penny worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands. Stories of lucky finds continue to surface. This is why collectors, hobbyists, and even casual coin hunters always keep their eyes open. The thrill of discovering a rare coin is unmatched. Part 15, Conclusion and Call to Action, and that brings us to the end of this deep dive into the Liberty 1993 D Lincoln penny. From history to design, from errors to record prices, this small coin tells a big story. Always remember, condition is king, and rarity drives value. Who knows, your next pocket change could hide a penny worth a life-changing amount of money. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to USA Coins 1, hit the like button, and share it with fellow collectors. Stay tuned for more videos where we uncover hidden treasures in US coinage. Yo! Today's market. Today, we dive deep into the story of the Liberty 2000 Lincoln penny, a small coin with a big history, and surprisingly, a huge potential value. This coin, struck at the turn of the millennium, has caught the eyes of collectors across the world, and we're going to break it down for you part by part. The significance of the year 2000. The year 2000 was not just the start of a new year, but the beginning of a new millennium. Collectors everywhere were eager to hold on to coins from that year, as they symbolized a historic milestone. The Liberty 2000 Lincoln penny represents more than just currency, it's a time capsule of America stepping into the 21st century. Design of the 2000 Lincoln penny. On the obverse side, we see Abraham Lincoln's portrait, a design introduced in 1909 to celebrate his 100th birthday. On the reverse side, until 2008, the Lincoln Memorial stood proudly. Every detail of this design makes the 2000 penny part of a long American tradition of coin artistry and symbolism. Mint marks and their importance. The Liberty 2000 penny was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint mark adds uniqueness to the coin. The Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, Denver coins have a small D, and San Francisco coins, struck as proofs, carry the S. Collectors know that mint marks can make the difference between a common penny and a rare treasure. Mintage numbers. Billions of Lincoln pennies were produced in the year 2000, making them one of the most common coins in circulation. But even in such huge numbers, rare variations and errors can turn a seemingly ordinary penny into a collector's dream worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. The 2000 penny is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. While it looks coppery, it is mostly zinc on the inside. This composition shift started in 1982 when the rising cost of copper forced the U.S. Mint to change. For collectors, knowing the metal content adds depth to the history of every coin. Part 7, Historical Value and Symbolism. The Liberty 2000 penny carries historical weight. It represents Lincoln's legacy, America's endurance, and the beginning of a brand new century. That's why collectors treasure these coins beyond their face value, because they connect us to history in the palm of our hand. Part 8, Error Coins and Varieties. Now, here's where the real excitement begins. Some Liberty 2000 pennies were struck with noticeable errors. These errors include double dies, off-center strikes, and misaligned dies. Coins with these mistakes are extremely rare, and when they surface at auctions, they bring jaw-dropping prices. Part 9, Proof Coins of 2000. The San Francisco Mint struck beautiful proof coins in 2000, designed for collectors. These proofs feature mirror-like finishes and sharp details. They were never meant for circulation, which makes them extra desirable. A proof Liberty 2000 penny in perfect condition can sell for far more than its face value. Part 10, Current Market Value. Now let's talk about numbers. A regular 2000 penny in circulation is worth just 1 cent. But when in pristine, uncirculated condition, or when holding a rare error, the value can skyrocket. Right now, the highest recorded market value is an incredible $898,663 for certain rare conditions and varieties. Imagine finding that in your change. Part 11, Grading and Condition. Collectors know that the value of a coin depends heavily on its condition. Coins are graded from good all the way to mint state and proof. A Liberty 2000 penny in mint state 65 or higher can bring extraordinary value compared to a worn-out circulation coin. Part 12, Auction Highlights. Over the years, 2000 Lincoln pennies have appeared in auctions where rare errors and high-grade examples stunned the market. Collectors who were lucky enough to own these gems walked away with profits that shocked even experienced numismatists. Part 13, How to check your coins. If you're holding a 2000 penny right now, take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass or coin loupe. Look for doubling on the date or letters, check for off-center strikes, or inspect the overall sharpness of the design. You might just be holding a small fortune without even knowing it. Part 14, Collectors demand. The demand for Lincoln pennies remains strong because they are so iconic. Everyone knows them, everyone has held one, but not everyone knows their true potential. That's what makes collecting so exciting, the chance that your everyday change might hide a rare treasure. Part 15, Conclusion and Call to Action. So there you have it, the Liberty 2000 Lincoln penny, a coin with history, symbolism, and surprising market value. From billions minted to rare proofs and error coins worth hundreds of thousands, this penny proves that no coin is too small to carry big worth. Keep searching, keep learning, and maybe your next discovery will change your life. This is USA Coins 1, bringing you the fascinating stories behind America's coins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow collectors. Stay tuned for more deep dives into US coins worth a lot of money.